Hello guys, have you been guessing where you can get the best movie recap? Well, it's here on Riveted.
The film follows the stories of mountain men and the saga of Hugh Glass, a man who fought for his life after almost being mauled to death by a grizzly bear. The beginning of the movie follows Hugh Glass, who guides fur trappers through the location now known as the Dakotas, while he along with his half-Pawnee son named Hawk are out hunting. They're attacked by a war party that is looking to get the chief's daughter Poaka back while many of the trappers die at this point. A few of them escape with Glass over to Fort Kiowa, where he assumes that if you go down river, you'll be vulnerable, so they stash the pelts by the shore. To lure them there, however, while they're out looking for game, Glass, played by DiCaprio, is then mauled by a bear and nearly dies. Another trap named John Fitzgerald argues that they should kill Glass because he'll hold them back from getting away from the Arikara who are still on the hunt. Captain Andrew Henry agrees, but he can't pull the trigger and then offers for someone to stay with Glass until he dies and then bury them. The only two who agree to this are Hawk and Jim Bridger, with Fitzgerald leaving so he can get his losses from the pelts. But before he does, he tries to smother Glass. But then Hawk finds him. Fitzgerald fears that Hawk's reaction could alert the others, and so he stabs Hawk while Glass is made to watch. Fitzgerald the next day convinces Bridger that the Arikara are coming close, so they need to abandon Glass, which he ends up believing because he doesn't know Hawk is dead. He leaves the canteen that he has behind, where he puts a spiral symbol in place. As they leave, Fitzgerald comes clean about lying, but they don't go back. However, Fitzgerald says that Glass died, and Hawk ended up mysteriously disappearing. Bridger doesn't say anything about this, and assumes Glass is dead, even though he doesn't know much about why Hawk disappeared. Glass manages to recover, going through the wilderness in a fierce attempt to survive. Some of the things he does is go through water rapids, and even crude cauterizes his wounds. As he goes through this, he meets a Pawnee refugee named Hickok, who could kill of course, but then just as he's about to, he says revenge is in the creator's hands. Befriended, Glass and Hickok end up sharing bison, and then start to travel. Hickok creates a sweat lodge for Glass to shelter in, helping him as he fights a grave fever while trying to escape the storm that's approaching. During this though, Glass goes through throes of hallucinations, emerging only to find out that the wounds that he had are healing, but Hickok now missing. It's then learned that he was killed by hunters nearby. Glass goes into the camp, but as he does so, he then catches the leader of the French hunters taking advantage of Poaka, getting her out of there and enacting revenge by doing away with the hunters, while also getting Hickok's horse in the process. Glass rescues them, but the next day the Arikara ambush them. They give chase, to which he's pushed off a cliff on the horse. He only manages to survive by sheltering in the carcass after he eviscerated it. Surviving the night later, Bridger is at the fort, and he notices someone trying to come over there. He doesn't recognize them at first, but only sees the canteen recognizing that Glass had it. But at first, Bridger doesn't believe it's Glass, instead organizing a party to find out why he stole the canteen. Fitzgerald at this point leaves the safe and then flees, realizing that Glass is here and alive. Eventually, the party finds Glass, who is exhausted, and Henry then arrests Bridger, but then Glass vouches for him, saying that he didn't know about Hawk being murdered, and wasn't there when Fitzgerald did so and deceived everyone. The party then goes to pursue Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald eventually ambushes Henry, killing and scalping him. Glass suddenly finds Henry's dead body, which he uses as a decoy by placing it on the horse. When Fitzgerald goes for it, Glass ends up shooting him in the arm. Fitzgerald tries to get away, but Glass follows him all the way down to the riverbank. The film climaxes in an engaging, yet brutal fight, with Glass about to kill Fitzgerald, but then sees the Arikara near the downward part of the stream. Glass remembers what Hickok says, pushing Fitzgerald towards the downstream to be at the mercy of the Arikara. One of the member, Elk Dog, kills and then scalps the now dead Fitzgerald, and the Arikara spare Glass. At this point, Glass then goes to the mountains. He sees a vision of his wife, and the film ends with his breath being heard through the credits.